Morning everybody, welcome back to another week on the farm. So yeah, it's Monday morning. I'm going to do a bit of topping. This maize here is what the partridges and pheasants have been sort of eating all winter and hiding in, and now the shooting season's over. It's time to top it all off. I was going to put the hedge cutter going as well down the side. That'll give me another 1 point. Tractor's a bit dirty today. Dad was hedge cutting last week, so, and it was all a bit muddy. So the tractor's a bit dirty. I put the topper right out the side. It should meet up with the hedge cutter. Interesting. Oh, actually, we need to change the speed, the PTO speed, to 540 normal, not economy, so that we can get the engine revs high enough to get that front topper to go fast enough. Because if I had it in 540 economy, the front topper won't be spinning fast enough because the engine revs won't be high enough. Right, let's try that. Put edge cutter, front topper. Hopefully you can see this. Did you see that? So we got hedge cutter PTO, front topper PTO. Alright, let's rev him up a bit, shall we? See what happens. Oh, that's spot on, look. We've got a 540 PTO on the hedge cutter and 1000 on the front. Or it says 1010, but be fine. Right. We're on the foot pedal. Top some of this off, shall we? Does it's not needed anymore. Yeah, so like I said, I was off the farm last week on chainsaw course. So Dad was doing a bit of hedge cutting last week. It's gonna work. If I use the hedge cutter as well, I get an extra 1.2 meters of cut. Oh, it's mincing. It's going alright. It's surprising how much maize there actually is still in the cobs. Still quite a bit there. Oh, pigeons are going to be after this. Let's come out here and do some pigeon shooting. Yeah, there's loads of maize. It's hitting the windscreen. All pinging off the windscreen. Yeah, so I was on chainsaw course last week, doing NPTC, cross cutting and small felling. That was a week's course. So yeah, no, it was alright. It was a pretty good course actually. Learned a fair bit of stuff. And I can cut down a tree up to 38 centimeters at the moment. And then the next, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be going to do the large felling course. So then I'll be able to cut down big trees then. Missing a bit. Not sure if you can see, but Dad's down there spraying with the Bateman RB26. Is it 26? I think it's 26, yeah. He's spraying winter stubbles. Ready for spring drilling. I think hopefully you can see him in the distance down there. He's just spraying some Roundup, some glyphosate to kill there's things like black grass and wheat volunteers. I'm going to lift that front topper up a bit because there's some flints down there. I don't want to be chopping up flints because they'll probably come through the windscreen. Yeah, it's actually working quite well. So I've got 2.8 metres of cutting on the front, and then another 1.2 on the back, so we've got the best part of 5 metres. Yeah, I guess that would be 5 metres, wouldn't it? No, 4 metres. 3. So say 3 metres on the front and 4 metres. 4 metres of cutting. I'm not very good at maths. Some old ring rollers there, look. When I first started working on the farm, well, part-time, when I was still at school, I used to use those rollers behind the 3350. Still got some of their partridge pens to take down. He said he's going to come and do that in a minute. He's just going to get a screwdriver. Yeah, so the test wasn't too bad. It was went pretty well considering it was windy last week, wasn't it? Yeah, I had to fell 2 trees in my felling test, and hang one of them up into another tree and then demonstrate how to get it down, get a hung up tree down and stuff like that. That was all good. On the course they taught us how to cut down forward leaning trees so that they don't barber chair and kill you. If you don't know what barber chairing is, it's when the back of basically you've put your sink in the front for your direction and your hinge, and when you're cutting in the back of the tree to fell, the back sort of half the tree can split out, and if you've got your head in the way, take your head off. So yeah, no, it's pretty good stuff. So this is what I'm going to be doing today: topping and bits of hedge cutting. It's pretty dry down here. It's like quite chalky ground, so free draining. So yeah, and we'll see what we can get up to the rest of the week. So I forgot to mention that we're actually going on a bit of a course tomorrow. Well, it's not really a course, I guess. It's just a bit of a meeting for the morning. It's a NROSO meeting. Now, NROSO stands for National Register of Sprayer Operators, something like that. And basically, it's an annual thing. We do it every year, and they basically just explain to us the latest rules and regulations of spraying and talk a bit about chemicals and things like that, what to be careful with. So yeah, if I learn anything I'll let you know, but sometimes it's about they normally focus on one sort of topic, but in the past it's been sort of like water courses and stuff like that, and slug pellets, and so yeah, we normally end up learning some stuff, so it's not too boring and that. So yeah, you basically have to be on the register. You have to get so many points per year, and you get some points for attending this meeting. So yeah, and you have to I think you have to have it. I think you have to be registered by law to actually spray, or to definitely do contract spraying. You have to be registered with NROSO.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
And they're a little bit scared of you. Don't blame them. Say bear. What do you reckon then? Are they better than cows, or like cows better? Yeah, let me pick you up. Yeah? Let me pick you up so you can get... Oh, you can see down there, can't you? Oh. Bear. Hello. So we got some little lambs in here. These are Suffolk crosses, I think. These ewes, and yeah, they were lambed up at the other farm. And then they've brought them down here because they've run out of space. So they brought some down here. They all look alright, don't they? What do you reckon? We've got rating on them. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what'll happen if you go in there. I think they'll knock you over, won't they? They got some hay to eat. Got some straw bales in there to keep them warm. Ideal. They all look pretty happy, don't they? Yeah? Oh yeah. Ooh. Say bear. 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 Oh look, one's in the feeder. Cheeky monkey. Should we go see if there's any cows next door? Like this one. Not a lot in this one. An old tractor. So you reckon we can squeeze through here? And breathe in. Sure we didn't eat too many pies. What's in here, that? Got some beef. So beefy. Say moo. Oh, look, these ones coming to say hello. Alright chaps. They're nosy, aren't they? A bit more nosy than the lambs. They want to see what we're doing. I'm guessing these are all just fattening stock. Just fattening them up. Ready for a steak. Yeah? Moo. 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 Ooh. Ooh. They didn't like that, did they? It made them jump. Right. Alright guys, it's Wednesday afternoon now. I've just spent my lunchtime getting some drone footage of the muck spreading. Hopefully it comes out alright. We had a bit of sunshine, so hopefully it'll look alright. Now I'm just chopping a bit more maize off. And when I got down here, it was flooded with pigeons, so a good excuse for some pigeon shooting. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I guess I'm just going to be like hedge trimming for the rest of the next couple of days, because I think this week's going to be the last week of hedge cutting this winter. Just going to get this bit of maize topped. It's slowly drying back up again. The ground's slowly drying up. It's alright down on where they're muck spreading, because that's all on like free draining chalk, downs sort of thing. It's like chalky, flinty ground, so that dries pretty quick down there. Slightly heavier down here, but it's not too bad actually, considering the rain we've had and the snow. Yeah, so we did the NROSO course yesterday, National Register of Sprayer Operators. That was the morning, sitting in a classroom listening to some frustrating stuff, what chemicals are going to be getting banned and stuff like that. I'll show you this is the booklet what they gave us. So this year's subject was check, protect and reflect, whatever that means. I did the course, I should know. So yeah, a few things that I sort of highlighted in the book. what was it? We'll start off with Metaldehyde, I guess. That Metaldehyde's been banned, which isn't the end of the world. Basically, Metaldehyde's in slug pellets, the main ingredient in the old slug pellets, and when it gets into the watercourse, it's really hard to get out. It's really expensive to get out. So yeah, it's actually been banned now. I think you've got another several months to use up your old stock, and that's going. But it's not too bad because we got new pellets now that they're ferric phosphate, and they work just as well. And apparently they're not quite so bad for the water. But the testing is so sensitive on the water. It's like parts per, I'm not sure if he said parts per million or parts per billion. If there's 5 parts, they read 5 parts per billion. Yeah, it must have been million actually. 5 parts per million. That's too much. Which apparently it's like the same as 1 grain in 370 tons of wheat. That's what it's sort of, you can compare it to. So it's the testing is so thorough, and yeah. So and then if they do detect it, they sort of trace it back, and you get into trouble for it. So yeah, what was, look, a few different things in there, but it sounds like some of the herbicides, the good herbicides, what you could use on oilseed rape and maize, they're getting banned. So, and that's one of the main reasons why we grew oilseed rape, was because you got good herbicide sprays for things like blackgrass, and that's all. There's a chemical called curb that's going to be getting banned. Oh, there's my certificate. Look, I've got 10 points. Certificate of attendance. Put that down. Where is it? What else did I write down in here? Loads of stuff in here. Yeah, oilseed rape herbicides, that. About them. Basically, the reason why these things are getting banned is because they're getting into the watercourses, and it's because people are going out and using them in the, when they're with forecast heavy rain and stuff like that, and it just gets washed straight into the watercourse. Because curb, you're supposed to use it in the winter when it's cold. That's when it's most effective on the black grass. And obviously then you get a massive winter, the ground's already wet, you get downpour rain, and it just washes straight into the drains and into the water system. What else have I written down in there? I think one thing was glyphosate and deter. Oh yeah, neonicotinoids. Oh, we're going on 6 minutes already. Oh, was that it? I'll cut a bit of this out. Me yabbering on. No, not now. So yeah, glyphosate. I think they said that the EU have given that the green light for another 5 years, but there's still a chance of it being banned, which God knows what we'll do then if glyphosate gets banned. But the same again, that the reason why it's in the press is because it's, oh here we go, is because it's being picked up, traces of it in food, glyphosate in food, where the farms are going out and doing their pre-harvest roundup, desiccation, and then it ripens quicker than what they think, because you're supposed to leave it 2 or 3 weeks before you go and harvest your crop after spraying Roundup on it. And especially like last summer where it was so hot, people went and sprayed Roundup on a load of rape, and then the weather was so hot, the crops suddenly ripened and everyone went out combining before the legal time that you're supposed to, and now there's traces of it in the food. So I mean, well, it's been in the press for ages about glyphosate, and apparently people getting cancer and stuff in America. It's just a load of rubbish. You've probably heard a few other farming channels talking about it. What's his name? MN Millennial Farmer. He talks about glyphosate quite a bit. And OLF. But yeah. So yeah, it looks like we got green light for the Roundup for another 5 years. But if they do ban it, hopefully all they'll do is just ban it on for pre-harvest desiccation, and then we'll still get to use it on other stuff, like for for spraying off, for desiccating other things. But yeah. So then the other thing was neonicotinoids. Now I know a few of you will remember from what I was talking about back in the autumn, the oilseed rape seed. So the seed dressing neonics, what was on the oilseed rape seed, it was an insecticide. Now that got banned. My seat's sinking. That got banned. So and before they banned this neonics, we would have literally very rarely sprayed the crops with insecticide, probably once a year. And then they banned the neonics on the oilseed rape seed dressing. So then everyone's had to go out spraying insecticide left, right, and centre, absolutely flooding the countryside with it. And then, funny enough, it's on the news the other day saying that the farmers are spraying. They're moaning because farmers are spraying so much insecticide around, it's killing all the bugs. I mean, what do they expect? If they had kept the neonics, we wouldn't have had to barely spray any insecticides. But it seems to me like the word pesticides, as soon as the public talk about pesticides, they just think insecticide. They probably don't understand that a lot of the spray, it used to be 99% of the sprays what we put on would be like herbicides and fungicides, and but they don't realise that. They just think pesticides. Oh, we're spreading toxic chemicals around. We're going to kill everything, every living thing. So yeah, they banned the neonics because they thought that, they think it's, they say they got proof that it's affecting the bees in the spring. So now they've actually banned the on the cereals that had neonicotinoid seed dressing on it as well, which we still had, and the seed dressing was called Deter. That's actually been banned now. So now when we next autumn, I think no, I don't think you're allowed to use it anymore. It's gone. I think the date's gone to use up the Deter seed. But so from now on, whenever we plant cereals, we're going to have to be spraying insecticide. As soon as it comes up, we're going to have to be spraying insecticide all over it to kill the aphids, which is ridiculous because the Deter seed dressing that was on the seed used to do the job, and we didn't have to go splashing insecticide around the countryside. But now we will. And then the next thing is the aphids will probably, just like the flea beetle on the oilseed rape, they become immune to the insecticide. So all our rape failed back in the autumn because of the flea beetle. We tried spraying them all several times. I even went out there in the dark trying to spray them with insecticide because that was when they're most active at night time. It didn't touch them. They're immune to it. So now what's going to happen is that the aphids are probably going to end up getting immune to the insecticide as well. So, and then what's going to happen when all our wheat and barley crops are failing? Who knows? It's not worth. It's not. You don't really want to think about it, to be honest, do you? It's just frustrating that people haven't got a clue. They're banning all this stuff and they're making it worse, making the situation worse. Because now, yeah, they're on the news saying that farmers are killing all the bugs. Yeah, we probably are killing all the bugs. There's not a living thing out in the fields because we're having to go and spray all these bloody insecticides. If they had just kept the seed dressing, we wouldn't have had to go spraying all the insecticides. I don't know. It's frustrating. So what was the other thing? Oh yeah, it was just glyphosate. Oh, glyphosate resistance in the weeds, in like brome and stuff. It's apparently there's glyphosate resistance in Cambridge. And Oxfordshire. So that's on like brome and stuff like that apparently. Probably on blackgrass as well. Blackgrass resistance. So that's not good. But that's all down to people not putting like strong enough doses on and stuff. They do it half rate, or they go out there just before it's about to rain, and spray Roundup, and it doesn't work properly, and the weeds become immune to it. So yeah, not good. But yeah, moving on. It's Metaldehyde, neonicotinoids. It's just about general things really. How to be a good sprayer operator. What have we got on here? So current issues. What's in your backyard? That's not really an issue, but that's just a website that you can go on and put in your postcode, and you can see if there's any what do they call it? Issues in the watercourse near you. I'm trying to think of the word. Any environmental problems near you. Products, active substance update, managing glyphosate resistance, handling treated seed, so PPE and all that sort of stuff, integrated pest management plans, bee connected update, that's another thing, an app that you can get on your phone, which beekeepers are on it and farmers are on it, so that you just go on there and notify your area that you're going to be spraying an insecticide, and the beekeepers can keep their bees in, so that's quite a good thing. What have we got? Sprayer testing, so that's like a sprayer MOTs. Pesticides on the public. It's the public that wants spraying off. Rodenticide stewardship, oilseed rape, herbicides, pesticide forum, and local specific issues. So that's it. Workshop. There we go. Right, I've ranted on long enough. 16 bloody minutes. So like I said, just going to do this little bit of top in. Won't take me another half an hour, and then I'm going to be hedge cutting Thursday, Friday. So you might not see much more of me this week. And then next week, it's what we're going to be on. I've got to spread, as long as it still stays dry, I've got to spread some artificial, like granulated lime on the grassland, like the haylage grass, because it's low on lime. You got it tested, the ground tested, and it's low on lime. He is going to get a load of chalk in the summer, but we don't want lime spreaders running around every 12 metres on the fields this time of year, because they'll be making a mess. So we're going to, when we get we're going to put this granulated stuff on, which is basically a quick fix for the lime, and then in the summer when the ground's hard, they're going to come in and chuck a load of chalk all over it. So yeah, I've got to do that next week, and other stuff. I'll think of it in a minute. What else I've got to do? I guess I'll have to I've got loads of other fertilisers to put on the grassland as well, like Complete, it's N, P and K, and then get the drills ready, I guess, because yeah, you've seen the muck, just seen the muck spread in. Simon's going to be going down there next week with the top down and cultivating it, so hopefully I'll be able to get some footage of that next week. Get some drone footage of the 8345 and the top down. And then yeah, I'll have to get the Vadestad drill ready and go and drill all that with the Vadestad drill, spring barley. Yeah, rightio. That's enough of ranting on. I need a drink. I'll catch you in a bit.